Thanks for watching Tech It Out. Click the subscribe button and enable notifications with the bell icon. Hi guys, you're watching Tech It Out with me, Aditya. And today we're going to be doing a tech news roundup of the first quarter of 2019. So we'll talk about everything that's happened in the tech world in just 3 months of 2019 and everything that's yet to happen for the rest of the year in 2019. So grab some popcorn, grab some coffee and let's check it out. Alright guys, so it's shaping up to be a really exciting year for tech so far. We're hardly 3 months in the year and so much has already happened. And so much more is yet to happen through the rest of the year. What a time to be alive. So starting off with a small story that's coming out from Samsung, who've announced that their 2019 lineup of smart TVs are going to be coming with iTunes and AirPlay 2 support right out of the box, which is really interesting as it'll be the first time that Apple opens up their technology to other manufacturers and other brands. And I think it's safe to say that later through the year, we'll be seeing a lot more brands jumping onto this whole bandwagon of iTunes and AirPlay 2. Next up, we've had a ton of smartphone launches already. Vivo launched its Apex 2019, which ditched the front-facing camera completely in favor of a notchless, holeless, punchless display. And I think it looks gorgeous, but I'm just not sure if I'm ready to give up the convenience of my front-facing camera, as I still like to take selfies every now and then, and I also like to video chat with my friends every now and then. So I don't think it's really a mainstream solution yet. Next, Samsung launched its budget lineup of phones, the M10 and M20, that offer the familiarity of a flagship brand like Samsung at a great and affordable price range of 8,000 to 11,000 bucks. Samsung also launched the Galaxy S10, S10 Plus and the S10e for its higher-end customer base with some groundbreaking technologies like the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor and the reverse charging in the S10 and S10 Plus. And S10e, on the other hand, is the affordable model to its flagship Galaxy lineup, following in the footsteps of iPhone XR. Along with all of that, Samsung also unveiled its folding phone, the Samsung Galaxy Fold, which comes with a 7.6 inches foldable display that folds into a 4.3 inches display when folded. It packs a 7nm processor with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of internal storage, and all that is going to set you back a whopping $1,980 US, which translates to around 1,41,000 Indian rupees. Well, but the good news is Samsung isn't the only one that's working on folding phones. There are other brands like Xiaomi and Motorola that are also working on stuff like this, with the most interesting one being Huawei with its Mate X. The Mate X was showcased at Mobile World Conference 2019 and it felt like a much more polished version of a folding phone than the Samsung's Galaxy Fold. The advantages that the Mate X holds over the Samsung's Galaxy Fold are that its display folds inside instead of outside, and by doing that, Huawei are able to eliminate the need for a front-facing camera, as the back-facing triple lens camera becomes the front-facing camera when the display is folded, which I think is an awesome solution. Also, by doing that, they've also eliminated the need for a secondary substandard display like Samsung Galaxy Fold, because Mate X just folds its big and gorgeous display inside into two separate displays with software, which again I think is the best implementation of folding display technology. And with all those advantages, perhaps the biggest disadvantage that the Mate X holds is again its price, which is set at around $2,800 US, which is insane. And I'm not even going to translate that into Indian rupees for you. Next up, we've had a ton of iPhone 11 leaks that started out with having a square shaped camera bump at the side of the device with three camera lenses and the camera flash all integrated into that camera bump. And it then moved on to having a pill shaped camera bump in the center of the device, again with three camera lenses and the camera flash all integrated into that bump. And now it's back to the original square shaped camera bump to the side of the device with three lenses and the camera flash all integrated into that bump. Well, I think the iPhone 11 is a long way from launch, and at this point of time, all these rumors are just that, rumors. So take them with a pinch of salt. And next up, we've had a lot of small things also happen in the past 3 months, like Apple Maps finally got turn-by-turn voice-guided navigation capabilities back here in India, which is great if you care about privacy and Google Maps stealing all your private data. So if you care about that, then go give Apple Maps a try. Next, Spotify launched its music streaming service back here in India, which is quite a big deal because Spotify is regarded as the gold standard of music streaming service throughout the world, and now it's available in India, but it'll still have to compete with Apple Music and Amazon Prime Music and JioSaavn Music and Gaana and etc. for market share. Along with that, YouTube also launched its music streaming service again, YouTube Music, back here in India, and again it'll have to compete with Spotify and then Apple Music and Amazon Prime and the rest of the music streaming services. Along with that, iPhone's iOS 12 finally got jailbroken, and you can jailbreak your iPhones or iPads on iOS 12.0 all the way through iOS 12.1.2. And if you haven't jailbroken your device yet but you want to jailbreak your device, then we did a jailbreak video on how to easily jailbreak your iPhone. I think it's the easiest way to jailbreak an iDevice running on iOS 12 through iOS 12.1.2, and you can go ahead and give it a watch by clicking on this card right here or clicking in the link in the description, and go ahead and jailbreak your iPhone. Wow, that's a lot to happen in just 3 months. But wait, we're not done. We've got more. Now, the best and the most exciting piece of news was by far the announcement of Google Stadia, which is a game streaming service from Google, which requires you to have no special hardware or gaming grade hardware like a super expensive high spec gaming PC or a gaming console of any sort like a PlayStation or an Xbox. Nothing like that. It runs off of Google servers in the cloud, and all you need is a fairly decent computer or an Android phone and a fast internet connection. This thing is super cool, and during the demo on stage, Google kind of showcased the ability to play a game directly off of YouTube. So let's say you're watching a game trailer on YouTube, and at the end of that trailer you'll have a play button sitting right there in the video, which will allow you to click on it and play that game instantly in a matter of seconds at 4K 60 frames per second resolution. Now that is awesome, it's so much better than, going to your console or your gaming PC, then purchasing that game, then downloading that game for the next 1 hour or 2 hours, and then installing it, and then finally getting a chance to play that game, provided it works on your hardware. And this thing is awesome. I think it's super awesome, and I can't wait to get my hands on Google Stadia. But unfortunately, it looks like I'm going to have to wait a little because this thing is set to launch only in the US, UK, and some parts of Europe later this year, and then to the rest of the world. So God knows when it's going to come to India, but it's definitely exciting enough for me to wait for it. And that brings us to the last and final piece of news that's coming out from Apple. As we all know, Apple is all set to host its Showtime event on 25th of March 2019, which is just around the corner, and they are expected to launch some sort of streaming service to compete with Netflix, and they are also expected to launch some sort of gaming subscription service which could be a lot like the Google Stadia, but we don't know anything more about it, and we're just going to have to wait and watch. But just before the event, Apple has gone ahead and silently launched some updated products, starting with the iMac. So the iMac has been refreshed to come with the latest 9th gen and 8th gen Intel core CPUs, and they also now have updated graphics, starting with the Radeon Pro 555X for the 21.5-inch model and going all the way up to the Radeon Pro 580X for the 27-inch 5K model. And the pricing for the 21.5-inch model starts at about 1,16,900 Indian rupees and goes all the way up to 1,69,900 rupees for the 27-inch 5K model. Now, along with that, they also refreshed the iPads, the iPad Air and the iPad Mini, which is kind of back from the dead now. So both of these iPads now come with laminated displays and true tone displays, but they still don't support ProMotion 120Hz refresh rate. And they both now support the Apple Pencil, but the thing to note here is that they both support only the Apple Pencil 1 and not the Apple Pencil 2, which was released recently with the iPad Pros. And they both have a processor upgrade also, so they both come with the A12 chip, which is the same chip that comes in the iPhone XS, XS Max and the XR, which is awesome. You know, honestly, I did not expect them to put that chip in these budget iPads, but they just did, and it's awesome. And the pricing for the iPad Mini starts at $399, which is about 27,500 Indian rupees, and the iPad Air starts at $499, which is about 34,500 rupees. Also, another thing to note is that they both are still sporting the same design. So we still have the headphone jack, and we still have that same old lightning connector, so no USB-C here. And the good thing about this is that this time there's no camera bump, as the camera now sits flush with the back of the device. And along with that, the last thing that they've gone ahead and secretly and silently released is the AirPods 2. Now, the AirPods 2 were announced back in 2017 and they were set to launch in 2018, which never happened. But finally now in March of 2019, they've gone ahead and secretly launched the AirPods 2. And the AirPods 2 now come with an upgraded chip, the H1 chip, which gives it a little bit of a better battery life. And it also gives it the ability to listen to Hey Siri without you having to touch the AirPod, just by voice. So if you want to if you want to use Hey Siri, you just have to say Hey Siri when they're in your ears and it'll work like a charm. They also come with the wireless charging case, which is sold separately, but the good news is that the wireless charging case is also supported by AirPods 1. So if you still have the AirPods 1 and you don't want to get the AirPods 2 and you want just the wireless charging case, then you can go out and buy the wireless charging case and put your AirPods 1 in them, and they'll both work with each other seamlessly. Alright guys, so that's about everything that's been happening in the tech world in the first quarter of 2019, and what a year for tech, my god. Anyway guys, I hope you liked my video, and if you did, then do let me know by hitting that like button down below and sharing this video with a lot of your friends. Also, if you like to be updated about tech all the time, if you like to know what's new and what's happening in the tech world and you want to be updated about it all the time, then definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon to get notified of every video I put the moment I put them up, and I promise you I'll keep you up to speed with the tech world. And if there's anything that you'd like to say to me, about my content, about my style, or anything else in the world, then feel free to do that in the comments section below. And if you'd like to keep in touch with me on other social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc, then all those links will also be down in the description as always. And that's about it for me for today guys, but I'll see you soon in my next video, and until then, keep teching it out.